The information, opinions, and recommendations presented in this podcast are for general information only. Any reliance on the information provided in this podcast is done at your own risk.
Hey everybody, this is Miley.
And this is Porby.
And you're listening to That's What We Said, a podcast where we offer our insight on a variety of topics that touch our lives and probably yours on a daily basis.
Hey, My.
Hey, Por.
How are you?
I'm doing good, even though you called me My. Nobody calls me My.
Who calls you My?
Nobody calls me My.
Well, I do now, bitch.
And then
Get
you're
used to that
poor
shit.
ho. Poor ho.
I am a poor hoe. I'm not even going to lie to you about that.
Well, here we are in this week's episode.
Yes.
How you doing?
Excited. I'm doing good. I'm excited for our topic.
I'm
You are-
excited
you're
about
not
our
exciting
topic
at all.
as well. I'm very excited about our sound quality. I think we got better.
I don't know.
Little bit.
It's up to our listeners
bit.
what they
Our one
think.
listener.
Our one listener.
Okay,
Hey,
so I
one
think
listener.
we're doing good. We're
Yeah.
episode 16.
Damn.
We're 4 more episodes
Ellen,
to 20,
here
and
we
here we come.
come.
Ellen.
She's gonna be like, I definitely don't want those girls on here.
You are those people. Watch, you
The
just wait,
cray-cray.
Ellen. You wait, Ellen. Here we come. Okay, so, Porby, tell everybody what our topic is.
Yes. So I think this is actually.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to be a little valley. So this is actually a great topic because I think a lot of importance is based on this topic. So the topic is 5 love languages. Love languages.
5?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
are
it's
there
love
5
languages, and there's 5 of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm. Yep.
Break it down.
Yes. So
What
we
are they?
have words of affirmation,
Okay.
quality time,
Yes.
receiving gifts.
Ooh, yes, I like
oh,
that
yeah,
one.
I definitely like that one. Acts of service.
Okay.
And physical touch.
Ooh, don't touch me, girl.
You know you like it? Shoot.
It's not my love language with you.
Yeah, so love languages are important to know because I think a lot of people don't even know what their love language
Right.
is. And what love languages are is the way we express ourselves, like how we like receiving things and how we give too.
Okay.
So I think it'll get a little bit more clear as we go on what that means.
So you said it's important for each of us to know our own love language, but I think equally important is to know
Your opposites.
your person's love
Mhm.
language.
Yeah, your friends or your partner, crime.
It's like a life hack.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, this has been around for a long time. There's quizzes out there that you can take if
Okay.
you don't know.
Okay.
I find that I'm in between a lot, but there are certain ones that I'm very 100%
Let's do an
on.
example really quick. Let's do a quick rundown and do an
Okay.
example of each language. So the first language you said was
Words of affirmation.
okay. That's like, hey, bitch, I love you, bitch.
Yeah, or like you're doing a
Bitch.
great job, keep
Okay.
up, like more like a motivational thing. Like,
Okay.
hey, you're doing
Yeah.
great. It's more verbal. The quality time is obvious, like, spending
Going up.
time with each other, making effort on each other. And then you have the receiving gifts is like, somebody giving you a gift. Some people just
Yeah.
are like, boy, I don't need to see you every day, but just start giving me rings.
Here's a cookie.
Or jewelry.
Here's
Mhm.
a cookie.
Yes. So that can be some people,
That's
right?
the gift.
Yes, receiving gifts.
Receiving
And then you
gifts.
have acts of service. When somebody buys you flowers or
okay.
candy or just says something
Or
out of the blue.
cleaning up
Or
around the
vacuum.
house or
Yeah,
something, if
whatever
that's what you like.
floats your
Okay.
boat,
Okay.
whatever. Yeah.
Is that 5?
And then the 5th one is
Okay.
physical touch, like
Ooh.
obvious, holding hands and hugging and, the more the
High
physical.
fives. High fives.
High fives,
High
yeah.
fives.
I'll give you an air high five because I don't want to touch you.
Yeah. Don't
But,
talk to me in that love language, woman.
No. The way I give to somebody that I love is I have active service. So that's the way it
that's
shows
true.
that how I love somebody. Or
Yeah.
or just friends too, like,
Yeah.
I'm just all about active service, like always do things or go out of my way for people,
Yeah.
always make an effort to, please
That's
them.
your language.
That's my love. That's my language giving. My
Okay.
language receiving
That's
is different.
a good difference to
Yes.
call out because it's
Definitely
not just
difference.
one language. There's the outgoing language and the incoming language.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
I think
so
that's good
so
to
the
call
outgoing
out.
is how do you show your love or
Okay.
your
affection.
affection? Yeah. How do you show that you care? right? Basically.
Okay.
And a lot of people show by like maybe giving a gift to a loved one, like, hey, I'm showing you, I can't verbally tell you I love you, but this 20 diamond ring will
Ooh,
do it.
hey,
Yeah,
I
that would
speak that
do for me too.
language.
Shoot.
Diamond is my language.
That's why I said I'm in between a lot of these.
So seriously though, is you joked about being in between, but can you have a little bit of all
You
the
can.
languages, or are you
think so.
just stuck to one?
I think you can, but here's the thing. I think for me, love language is like a staple in my life, right? So, like, you can give me a ring, but I don't want jewelry every day because you F up. Don't try to show me just by giving me jewelry. It doesn't make everything okay or go away.
Right. You
right?
can't use a love language as an excuse to skate by something maybe
Correct.
that you did wrong. or
Correct.
whatever.
Yeah. And that's how I view
That's a
it.
good call out though.
Thank you.
Because you-
Yeah. So what is your giving?
So you mean my outgoing love language?
Hmm?
I think my outgoing love language is a little bit of the words of
Affirmation?
affirmation. I think
So
I do like to tell
do you,
people a lot.
is that how you show people you
Okay,
care?
yeah. So I think for my kids, it's definitely a little bit of words of affirmation and also the physical touch. Because I always want to hug my kids and be like, "Hey,
But that's
I love
you.
I love you."
What are you
that's
giving?
That's my.
That's your
outputting.
receiving.
No, that's my outgoing language.
But
That's
how
my
do you show
outgoing.
them you love them? Okay.
Yeah, okay. That is a good point. Because my son,
Mhm.
my love language as a mom to him is I like to give him a hug, physical, and also I like to words of affirmation.
Okay.
He's 15. When I reach out for a hug, he just leans over to me like, "Okay,
Yeah.
like a dead weight." So maybe for him, I'd have to figure out what his love language is,
you do.
or his
And
love
that's another thing.
input language.
Yeah,
right?
so you have to know the other person's
Incoming.
love language
right.
in
so
order
how do
for
you
it to
find
click.
that out?
So, okay, I'll tell you that as soon as we figure out your giving. So you're giving love language. What about to your husband and to like?
you know what? Knowing my husband, he is acts of service.
But you to him.
Him to me.
No, we're doing you to him. What is his love language? So, for example, mine is active service for
Yeah.
everybody, right?
Yeah.
Even though I love hugging people and stuff like that, but that's not who my core is. My core is I want to do things for people. Like, oh, if
Yeah.
you're sick, I will make you soup. If you're this, I will do this.
Right.
And I go out of my way, right? Even though that might not be their love language, that's how I give.
You know what? This is a good point. I'm like light bulb moment, because if my love language is words of affirmation, and I don't feel like my husband tells me he loves me enough, or he doesn't tell me I'm a queen or I'm a princess, I don't tell him that enough. So to me, maybe I feel like, oh, you don't love me the way I love you. But then his language to me is the acts of service. So for him, he may feel like, what are you talking about? I show you I love you every day, because don't I cook dinner, or
Right,
don't
but
I
that's
do this?
that's differences in love language. But my question for you is, what is your giving love language? Like
But
mine is active service.
Yeah.
That is my
And
giving.
see, and that's what I think. Mine
Yours is active service as well?
No, not acts
Oh,
of service. I
yours
think
is
mine is words of affirmation.
Okay. So now I'm going to tell
Can
you
I
this.
take a quiz later? Can I take a quiz?
Yes, you can. You
Okay,
should,
let's
because
share
you're
the
hella
link.
confused.
I am. No, I think I get it. But let's
No,
talk
you're
about
confused.
it.
Okay. Words
you
of
confusing
affirmation
me,
is
bitch.
you giving.
Yes.
You telling people. It makes
That's
you
my
feel
love
good
language. Yes.
to tell people that
Yeah.
they're bitches.
Not people.
Me.
You. I love you, Porby. So I'm going to tell you, you a bitch.
I a bitch, you guys.
You a
Shit.
bitch.
So then, what is your receiving? What do you want? What shows love for you?
Can it be the same thing,
No,
though?
because I knew that you were going to say that.
Oh, okay, so but why not?
Because now you're
though?
getting it confused.
But okay, here's the thing. Okay, let's talk about this.
Okay.
Because what if, let's just say, and we just said earlier, there's the outgoing love language and then there's the incoming love language.
Yes.
What if, just take me as an example with my husband. Let's just say my love language period is words of affirmation.
Okay.
And let's just say his is just acts of service. And maybe that's why we're just
Well,
like
that we're going to get to
buddies.
that. I just want to know you.
I feel like for me, it is
So
words
both
of
ways,
affirmation.
receiving and
Yeah, I
outgoing
feel
is
like
both.
it.
So you feel
like
warm
it.
and fuzzy when you say fuzzy things, and you feel warm and fuzzy when somebody says them to you.
Right, because I feel
But
like with-
quality time or receiving gifts or active service, physical touch, none of that.
it's
that
not
really
as
helps you.
important to me,
Okay.
because I feel like if we could be hanging out together forever, but if he doesn't tell me, if he doesn't show me that he values the things I do, like if he doesn't,
Yeah.
and it's not even just telling me he loves me, or it's just saying, hey, I appreciate what you did, or just actually saying it with words coming out of his mouth. I think that's more important to me than just him tossing a gift at me or us spending quality time. I think.
Okay.
And I think probably for him, just considering over the years how he is, And he's not one to be that way. I can't change
So
him.
I kind of see you differently.
Ew.
I mean, you know you better, but I
do you
see
see
you
me?
as receiving with words of affirmation, but giving as acts of service. Because I feel like you go out of your way to do things for people that makes you feel good.
I do it. Except,
I mean, I think
unless
you-
it's you.
Yeah, I know you bitch to me. That's why you ain't friends outside of work. Shoot, I don't
That's
even look
right.
at you.
We're just pretending right now.
Yeah, just for this recording.
It's, you
I'm
know
not
what?
even looking at you right
we
now.
Don't, we're not. I'm looking at a wall. She's looking at a wall. You know, we don't have love language. We have one hate language.
Yep, we do.
Bitch.
Bitches.
Hoe.
But I always notice that you go out of your way. It makes you feel good to do something for somebody
does
else.
make me feel
Like you
good.
bring, not for me because you a hoe, but you bring cake for people. That's their birthday. Or you set up like lunches for
Donuts.
people.
I bring the donuts.
Yeah, or you're like, oh, today's Pruvy's birthday. We need
Yeah.
to take her out to lunch. I feel like you
Yeah.
give that more than
Yeah.
you say at words of affirmation. Like I
Really?
feel like more than telling people like, bitch, get your shit together and write that book. More than that, you do more of acts of service. I don't know. Maybe work and like home life is very different for you, but
Right.
that's how I perceive you. I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe
You have to
I have
take the
a.
quiz.
Can you have a different love language with your?
I think so.
other-
Well, we're gonna get to that because I think love language, you can have different love languages bounce off of each other, right? So, for example, my receiving love language is physical touch. So if I get in a fight or an altercation with my loved one or somebody, like
You wanna hug it out.
I want to hug it
Hug
out,
it out.
or like I get really warm and fuzzy when somebody holds my hand. Yeah, or gives me a kiss. I know. Yeah, that makes me happy. That shows me love. I know
Right.
words have a lot of effect,
of
but
weight on
also
it.
like the act of doing
Yeah.
and physical touch.
Yeah.
You know the saying, you can say it, but you need to show me. Words doesn't say everything, right?
Exactly. What have you
I'm more
done
of a
for me
physical touch
lately?
person. Yeah, I'm a physical touch. I want to be like hugged or like
That's your
held my. Yeah, it's
incoming.
my incoming. That's
Yeah.
how I want to receive. That's how I receive love.
Yeah.
And how I give love is acts of service.
Acts of service.
Yeah.
Can you foresee knowing what your significant other's love language is? Say you're in a situation, maybe you had a fight or you're in a rut in your relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You think just identifying
Mhm.
or knowing what the other person's love language is?
So I
would
want to
help?
get to that. Yeah, because everybody has a different love language, and it's so important, especially if you're married or in a relationship, to know that other person's love language because you'll fight better, you'll understand each other better, you'll get like, oh, okay, I know why he's upset. I should give him some, boom, boom,
Right.
whatever.
Or not even that. Or you could even just tell yourself if you're feeling like, God, he don't even love me. I don't think he loves me.
Because
but
he
then if
hasn't
you
said
know,
it.
and
Yeah.
if you know that the person's love language is acts of service, then you start thinking, oh, but he did this for me.
Yeah,
and he does for me.
exactly.
Okay, he does love
Yeah,
me.
exactly.
Okay, and you'll feel better.
So that's the thing. Like in my family, we're not very verbal. We don't say I love you as much, or like we just don't show emotions that way. We're not very verbal, but we show it in many other ways,
like
right?
maybe quality time and maybe
Yeah.
acts of service.
So everybody has a different one. So like if you know, like you said, like my husband maybe isn't a verbal person. He doesn't like to tell me he loves me.
No.
But your love language is I want to be told. I want
Yeah.
affirmation. I
Tell
want words.
me.
But his love language to you could be like him giving could be acts of service, but maybe his receiving is different too. Maybe he wants to receive it in a different. Maybe physical
you know
touch
what?
is his receiving.
Or maybe it is. Maybe for him, can it be this?
Mm.
Say I'm him. I'm my husband. And
You look just
my,
like him.
I do, right?
Yeah.
Do I have a pee-pee? I might go check. I'm
You
growing
know
a pee. I'm growing a penis.
You might have both. You might have a penis.
Say your love language is, and I'm just thinking, okay, for women, like women, we could be a little bit complicated. Well, maybe I shouldn't use the word complicated, but we're multifaceted.
We're extravagant
We're extravagant.
in different
And
areas.
maybe some guys are mostly, again, I don't want to say that guys are just
Yeah, they are.
one.
One box.
You're like, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
known.
they are.
It's known. Like women multitask better because they have multiple boxes in their head. They can,
And guys have just one box.
And they have
so
one box.
maybe,
Yeah.
let's say if I'm thinking about my husband, he just has the one love language.
Yeah.
That's how he gives love and that's how he wants to receive. So maybe in some cases where if my love language is words of affirmation, maybe to him, he's like, I don't care how many times you tell me that
Yeah.
you love me or how many times you thought it was great that I cooked dinner. Why don't you do something? Like maybe he would
Correct.
want me to cook dinner and maybe to him,
That's love. You're showing love to him. Yeah. So that's why it's so important to understand each other's love language. And my friends used to tell me about this, and I'm like, this doesn't work. I don't know. But it's true because then, like when you are in some kind of a rut, or if you are feeling, a certain way, like you're feeling neglected, it's not because the person's doing a bad job of showing you love. They're just doing it a different
Yeah, and
way.
you don't realize
And you don't
it.
realize what
It's
it
almost
is.
like when you're in a place where you're thinking just negative, you have to try to just switch it up and think about it in a different way.
Yeah.
Like if you're feeling kind of like crap, like, oh my God, I'm with someone who doesn't even love me. And then you start thinking about all these things. I think that's a good one.
Yeah.
We need to share the link.
So, I think everybody for homework tonight, go home and take a quiz. It's free, it's online, and it's
Yes.
pretty much 5 love languages quiz. Just Google that, it'll come up, and it'll tell you.
We can
based on-
share the link.
We can share
on
the
our
link
show
too.
notes.
Yeah, we can definitely share the link on our blog. It's really simple. And when you find out, and you have your significant other do this with you too.
Yeah.
It's really important that you have your significant other, because it's great to know your love languages, but it's even important to know the significant other's love language. Guys, I'm telling you, it'll change your world.
Yeah.
It's so good to know, because we fight and we
Yeah.
argue and we get into like our own little ruts. And
Yeah.
it's nobody's fault at the end of the day. We're just all different.
Imagine all of the fights that we could avoid, right? Because you have bad days or you feel shitty and you just think, oh God, I'm crap. I do all this stuff for people and people don't do anything for me. And you just don't realize people are doing stuff for you. You just don't know the language.
But again, like you said at the beginning of the
Language.
episode, don't take advantage of the
Yes.
love language
Yahoo.
either, right? It's great that, if somebody wants like receiving gift as their love language, but also like, there's a little piece of everything, like
Yeah.
a little bit of affirmation, a
Yeah.
little bit of quality time.
Yeah.
Everybody needs
Physical
a little
touch.
bit of all that, all the other 5 languages too.
But as long as
Main
you
love
understand that what the main love language is, and you're always speaking somehow, some way, in that language to your significant other or your loved ones. I think that's the important thing. I feel good.
feel warm and
This
fuzzy?
doesn't even require like a 1-pager. We can't
we
have
can,
a.
we can put we can put our 5 love languages on our blog, but we don't need no presentation.
We
from
don't need.
Marley.
Oh, that makes me kind of sad because I'm all about the one slide
One slide.
conferences. Anyway, this is really good. I love it. I feel warm and fuzzy. Do you feel warm and
I
fuzzy?
don't.
Anyway, so you guys take Porvy's homework. We will share a link, which I'm probably just going to Google it up and share the link. We'll have it on our show notes. You can find it on our website. So please take that quiz. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you found out what your love language is and how it made your love or your life better.
Better, or like were you astonished, like, oh crap, I didn't even know my
Yeah,
husband's love language was that, and I've been
Right?
doing it totally differently, and now
How
we're
can we
better.
find out what Ellen's love language is so we could get
We
her
have
to
to
get
send
us
her
on
the
the
quiz.
show, huh? We could just
Yeah,
send her the
tell her,
quiz. Let's do it. Okay,
Mhm.
that's great. So thanks everybody for joining. So
Mhm.
go take that love language quiz. Go.
Yep, and we'll add
Do
the
it.
5 love languages to our notes as well, so you know what they are.
And this world is going to be a better place.
yes.
So thanks for joining. Oh, okay. Every episode, I tell you guys, reach out to us. You know where to find us. Our website, our Gmail is. That's what we said. PC@gmail.com. I just wanted to add that because I'm doing way better with the email
Yeah,
now.
she was-
Earlier, I was like really sucky. I didn't know what the hell was going on with me. I was
People have been
too
emailing
much.
other people, and they're like, we thought this was
Oh, that's
Miley, and they're like,
that's
"No,
why
this
we
is
haven't
not us."
gotten emails.
Emails are bouncing all over the place.
Anyway, guys, so that's your homework. Reach out to us. Let us know what you find. And thanks for joining us. Bye. Porvy, we're close to 20 episodes. What are we going to do? Are we going to have a big celebration? Or we should wait to celebrate till we're 100.
Damn, I don't want to spend 100 episodes with you.
Yeah, you do. We're going to be like, hello,
100
everybody.
weeks, guys.
I got to
See
put
me?
my dentures on first. Hello, huh?
It's 100 weeks
We
of
are-
Miley, you guys. 100 weeks.
That sounds great. I love it. Be great. Yeah, but we really are going to be on the. We're up there. When's Ellen going to get us?